I think we probably ought to, clean some of this cooter hair out of here and everything. And but the book, I go by what Chilton says, because old man Chilton, he knows everything. Oh, by the way, just drive it. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We got to get this good thing going and running on more than 5 cylinders. Yes, this Dodge is a D for dirty brown. And then we need to do a burnout. So, yeah, we need to get busy. D stands for, did it ever run? That seems pretty cheesy to me, but hey, whatever it takes, right? We got hoodies. It's a little warm for a hoodie right now, but hey, winter's coming, it always is. It's a cycle every year, so. At least they're just like brand used. Welcome to RCindustry. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and yeah, time's getting away from us. I think we now got 80 days before the No Name Nationals, September 19th and 20th, Sikeston, Mussouri. We got to get this good thing going and running on more than 5 cylinders, if we can. If not, we'll drive 5, But yeah, we got to get this thing. She's registered, so I got to get it down there. We may have to tow it with old Blue Brown, but we're going to get it down there. And there's plenty of mechanics down there. Not like my mechanic here, Fred. He's not too good at stuff. But anywho, we're going to get our list here, and we're going to look at our list of stuff we got to get done before we head out. As old Waylon would say, it seems like it was just the other day. Seems like it was just the other day that we had 200 days, and now we got 80. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I gotta get busy. Let's look at our list. We've actually only got one thing marked off. Yeah, so we need to do a tune-up, and we need to check the transmission and rear end for fluid levels. I got a feeling the transmission's going to be low because it's kind of greasy down under there. And we got to pull the inspection plate on the transmission, and I want to look up in there. We've talked about that on several videos. And we got to fix the towing device, which I have worked on, but is not completely finished yet. We got to, all the good stuff. We got to clean it up and touch up the paint and stuff. I'm thinking about throwing a little Bondo in a couple of the rust holes. I don't want any stuff to bounce out while we're going down the track. And then we need to put a tachometer in it, which I got one back there. And then we need to do a burnout. So, yeah, we need to get busy. I think the first thing I want to do here is take this valve cover off and just ensure that the rocker arms are all up there rocking like they're supposed to, because it does miss. And it could be these, spark plug wires, because at nighttime when you run this, the sparks, they're just jumping everywhere. So I've got some new one of those, and I also want to replace these tubes, or not the tubes themselves, but the gaskets around the tubes for the spark plugs. So we need to do that, because this model has that. Now I bought some spark plug wires from Auto Geeks. I think that's where I got these at. Parts Geek, sorry, not Auto Geek. Anyway, they're supposed to be in the picture that they show on their website. This is a Dodge Slant 6 with the extra boot on it, and this is what they sent. So that ain't gonna work. But they were cheap enough. They're 6-cylinder. I'll keep them, but that ain't gonna work. However, Rick, that buddy of mine that's had his Duster racing here the other day on the channel, he's got a Slant 6 up there that he's been trying to give me, but I got no place to put it. So if anybody's needing parts for a Slant 6, let me know and I'll get you in touch with him. It's a good motor. It doesn't have an intake and a carburetor and exhaust manifold, because I've got that sitting right here. But anyway, these were on there, and these look brand new. At least they're just like brand used. So I think what we're going to do, I'm going to pull the cap off and kind of look all of that over a little bit and make sure that there's not something weird going on in there. Then we'll get these put on after we put the new gaskets on the spark plug tubes. And we're going to adjust the valves while we got this off. So let me kind of get some of this tore apart and I'll show you more. Well, let's see if we can get that up off of there. May have to take a hammer. I'd say that's been on there a while. Let me get a hammer. Got this old rubber beater. Let me see if we can get that off of there. Oh, she's moving around on us now. All right, here's the surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Smells like gasoline in here. Can't imagine why. Woo. Just take a look at that once, would you? My goodness. I don't think the old oil was changed in that very often. I mean, that's just my opinion. So it appears that all of the push rods and rockers are doing their things. That one is extremely loose. But one of these ain't working. It could be a fouled spark plug. You know, I mean, I've seen that happen a time or two. Well, let's get after it. Let's kind of see what we got going on. I'm going to pull the spark plugs and check them out, and we'll replace the spark plug wires as we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now, this is the next day, by the way, and I've got just a little bit of time here, so let's go ahead before we clean up all of this and adjust the valves. Let's see if we can pull this spark plug out of these holes. Take a gander at them once, and then I want to put those new tube gaskets in there. So that's my plan. There we go. There's the first spark plug out of there. Okay, so I pulled the first tube out, and here's what we got. Now, Jason from Indirect Connection told me to also check this right here to make sure that's flat, because apparently this spark plug pushes that flat against the head and seals it. That seems pretty cheesy to me, but hey, whatever it takes, right? By the way, what do you think about the new t-shirt design? You know, old brown bags on this t-shirt. So I haven't finalized this or anything like that for production, but it's a sample of the new logo that I've got. So anyway, let me know what you think. I really don't know what else to do but take some of this 180 and put it on something relatively flat and kind of see what we got here. It looks pretty flat to me. Might be a little high side right there. Yeah, you can kind of see it was a little high on that edge there. Now it's showing a little low spot there. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not, but that's what I'm doing. All right, let's get the new seal put on here, and yeah, get her shoved back in there. All right, I got me a little bit of petroleum lube here, because that's what the man said to use. And you know, if the man says to do it, then we better do it, I guess. So I'm going to put some of this around this thing. And then we're going to see if it goes up on there. It's definitely a little different in design than the one that came off, although the one that came off's been on there a long time, so I'm just trying not to force that up on there. See, this one's kind of beveled there, but it was also mashed down in there, and this is soft. That one is hard as a rock. So, all right, well, let's see if we can put that thing in there. Show you more. Well, hey, sorry for the interruption in today's video, but I wanted to take this short opportunity to let you know about Shop RCindustry. Yes, you can go to Shop RC Industry and you can get you this trucker's hat. Order online today. We also have shirts, white, gray, and black. And wintertime is coming, so get you a hoodie. We appreciate any purchase you make on Shop RC Industry. You can go to the About section in your phone, scroll down to the very bottom and click on that tab and it'll take you right there. All the proceeds are going back into the builds here at RC Industry. Here at RC Industry, we're making it just like brand used, baby. And now, back to your regularly scheduled video. I guess also while we're at it, before we put this back in, we ought to clean this up a little bit. I mean, it didn't look real bad, but it won't hurt to clean some of the gunk off of it. It really wasn't bad. I don't know what the rest of them are going to look like. One of these it's missing on one of them. I mean, it's missing on one of the cylinders. So, and they're supposed to be gapped at 35 thousandths. That might be a little loose. Now you're probably going to tell me you should never do that. And you might be right. Okay, let's get that put back in there and move on to number 5. Okay, well, let me bring you in here. And you can see we got the new plug wires and with all new boots, and there's a new coil wire. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this thing up and see how it runs. Now, I kind of wanted to show you these. There's one of the reasons it is leaking. One of them, I don't know if you can see them very good, but one of them was broke. And that one's cracked. See, that one's cracked. So I think that's where a lot of our oil leaking was coming from. So anyway, we got those replaced. So yeah, at this point, if it runs on all of them, we can actually look and see if our push rods are turning, because they should turn at idle. And then we can kind of see, I mean, I can tell that that one is out of adjustment just by feeling it. So anyway, we got to kind of look at that. But it's supposed to idle around 800 when you do this. The tach doesn't work. So we may have to, I'm going to start it up and make sure it's running on all 5. And then if it is, then we're going to shut it down. And the next thing we're going to do is put the tach in it so we can actually adjust the timing and then set the thing, this carburetor thing up in here. Idle, yeah, idle. Set the idle at 800. Supposed to do that at 800 idling in neutral. So let's see if it'll start. Oh yeah, she started right up. They're all turning. There's one of them that's making noise. Well, that's about all I got time for today. So we'll try to get back out here tomorrow and see if we can adjust the valves on this thing. Set the timing, get the tach in it so we can get the idling about 800. It feels like it's idling about right, actually, but you know, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I got the tach. We just as well put it in there because, like I said, the one that's in there doesn't work. So yeah, all right. Show you more. Dodge, don't you just gotta love it? D for dead on delivery. No, not really. But typical stuff going on here. So, you know, the tack wasn't working, so I bought another tack. And so when I unhooked the old tack, I was like, you know what? Maybe we should check some of these out again. So I did. So we've got everything wired correctly, but the white wire, which is the one for the dash lights, there's no power to the fuse. So I went out here and wiggled around all these connections here, and you all know about these, and we've talked about these in a prior video on this truck. And one of the things I wanted to do, which is not on the list, was clean these connections. So I wiggled this around and I got power in there. So that tells me that these things are probably corroded up, and if you look in here, that's exactly what they are. So even though that's not what caused the tack not to work, you know, I think there's something actually wrong with that tack, because I took it apart and it's all kind of burned up on the inside. So we definitely have an issue here. So let's clean all these connections up, put a little dielectric grease on here, and put it back together, and see if we can get power in the cab. Oh, by the way, just drive it. Okay, so I took these little brushes I got here, stuff like this, and some electrical terminal cleaner, and cleaned all this up down in here. Probably can't see too well, and I'm sorry about that. I don't have a camera person. This is a cut rate budget place, you know. This YouTube channel ain't got nobody to run the camera. So, with that being said, I'm going to take some of this dielectric grease for waterproof electrical connections. It's unique precision applicator for maximum control. Well, I don't know so much about that, but yeah, we'll see. All right, here we go. I think we're going to put this one in first and then this one. Well, we may put this one in second. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to put a little of this on here. I know if you don't get this just right, it really comes out. Oops, see, like that right there, which is way too much. So, let's see if we can take something and smear that around a little bit. Let me get something else. Hold on. Okay, well, this is about the closest non-conductive thing I could come up with, but I didn't want to put too much of that down in there. So, and actually the lead in this pencil or the graphite probably would be somewhat conductive if you know, if you really want to be technical about it. But the lead is broke, or the end of the pencils broke off, so I'm basically just using the wood. So anyway, let me get this put back together and I'll show you more. Okay, well, let's see. Turn the thing on, it does its little doogie bopper. And it says it's idling at about 800 RPM. And that's probably about right. I told you it sounded about right. And the choke is on right now, so yeah. Alright. Let's get busy. Maybe now we can adjust the valves. Yeah. Let's adjust the valves. Why not? Okay, so the first thing we want to do here before we adjust the valves, well, got to start it up and warm it up, but I want to clean some of this, you know, gunk out that we looked at. I mean, I don't want it all down in the crankcase. I'm going to try to get some of it out with the shop back here. So let me turn that on and I'll show you more. Okay, so now that we have that a little more presentable, still a little buildup right there, but I mean, it only is what it is. Let's go concentrate on the valve cover. The outside of it ain't too bad. We're going to paint it, and we want to kind of flatten these little places out because we got a new gasket, but we got to get all that out of, well, I don't think we can get it all out of there, but we got to try. I mean, that's a mess. Okay, well, I got some tools here. I got a little brush and this scraper. I want to try to scrape what we can out of here. I mean, the less of that we have to put in the oil pan, the better. Look at that, my goodness. Well, let me keep scraping on that. So we're going to clean some of this up. It's still got the old Mopar rubber piece in here, so I'm going to try to salvage that if I can. This little girl's getting a facelift. What do you guys call that? A marketplace rebuild? Craigslist rebuild? Something like that. Okay, that's what this is getting. Show you more. Old Downey Benson done did everything that needs done. Okay, so I'm going to take this modified ball peen hammer, and you can see it's been modified. It's kind of flat there. And we're going to stick this dolly back there, because this one is a little high right here, and so is that one and that one. That one looks pretty good, and that one there is too. So let's tap these down just a little bit. We're not going to get too carried away here. Something similar to that. I'm going to go ahead and do a little on this one. Check them all out here. That one's one of them too. There's that. Right here. For sure. Oh, why not just hit them all a little bit? It shan't hurt anything. Alright. Let's get this rest of this cleaned up. That's about as much of that out of there as I can get. So, let's get her cleaned up. Show you more. Hey, don't forget to head over to Stephen Holt's Just Drive It and check out his channel. He's got a pretty cool channel. He's got his kids are all involved. He's got some stuff he's taken to the No Name Nationals, and I may be making a call out coming up soon. Anyway, let's get right to this and clean this up a little. I'm gonna put some of this brake clean on here. This thing just got really nasty here. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty gross there. Okay, let's go ahead and shoot some paint on this. And for all you Mopar enthusiasts, I'm using the incorrect paint, 1880 here. Just wanted to get you all fired up. This is what I got, and this is what we're using. Probably more like a Chevrolet blue, but yeah, maybe even Ford, who knows. But that's what we're putting on there, so show you more. Okay, I just want to get you guys kind of, and gals, kind of up to speed on here what I'm talking about. The exhaust valves are supposed to be 24 thousandths gap, and the intakes are supposed to be 12. Okay. Now we're going to do it while it's running. You can actually bar this over and do it that way. You know, we could do it that way. But you can see these are pretty loose. You know, so let's just kind of get an idea here. We'll pull this slack up out of there. And this is the 12 gauge. Okay, so here's the 24 gauge. I mean, I can slip that thing under there. I could probably put both of these together and get under there. So that's how much slap is going on. Now, yes, before you comment, the vehicle is not warm. I haven't started it up and let it warm up. You're supposed to do that. And I will do that as we do this, because that will change it some, because metal does expand, so I get all that. But these are way out of adjustment, and it's just easy to do. So we're going to do that about right now. Okay, it's been running for a while and things are warming up. You can see we got oil pumping across there, lubing the rocker arm. So we're gonna jump right in here on the front one, number one up here, and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. I know this is noisy, but this is the only way I know to show you. So you can see it kind of starts being a little bit of a drag across here, and you can feel it. You just got to kind of go with it. I didn't turn it very much, but it did do it a little bit. Let's do the exhaust valve, and then I'll show you more. Okay, so you can see that these are puffed. So let's see what we got here on this one. It's still a little loose, but not bad. We can't check that one. We haven't done this one yet, so let's just see. We definitely moved it some because we can't get the 24 under it now, but the 12 is a little shy. So we're just going to keep playing with this back and forth. It's just noisy, and I'm not going to do it all in front of you. So that's how I do it. Okay, we talked about this earlier. I took my little yellow grease pencil and I made some marks on all of these push rods or push tubes, or however you want to call it. And one of the ways you can tell if you've got it too tight, well, there's a couple of ways. One, if you get them too tight, the thing won't run because it won't get compression. But the second is, if you get it too tight, these tubes sometimes won't turn, and they're supposed to turn. And also, if your cam is worn out, those won't turn. But I don't think that's the case with this one, but I just want to make sure that they're all turning. We kind of looked at it earlier in this video, but I didn't have a mark, so I think we'll be able to see them better now. So let me start it up, and we'll see what these things are doing. So you should be able to see those turning. There's that one is doing it, that one's turning. There goes that one. There we go, right on down the line. Now some of them are turning at different rates, but as long as they're turning, that's what we're looking for. Show you more. Okay, it's the next day. I got a little time here, so got my valve cover all painted up with my Chevrolet blue for the Chrysler engine here, the Mopar. So yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and glue this gasket on because, you know, that's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to use everybody's favorite stuff here. I've got some old, I mean, this is the true budget channel because I got some kind of old high temp red silicone, RTV silicone. She's kind of hard on me. Let me see if I can get this dug out of here. No, not very easily. All right, let's see. Well, let's just poke a hole in it then. Just like that right there. Now we can get some out of it. Always want that on your knife so when you cut your steak you get a little, you know, get a little flavoring with it. Okay, well that's good. All right, let's smear some of this on there. Yeah, true budget channel. I just don't got no money to be buying the proper stuff to put on here, and I wouldn't know what that'd be anyway. You guys can comment down below. But the book, I go by what Chilton says, because old man Chilton, you know, he knows everything. And he says to coat with your, you know, use gasket adhesive, which, you know, I don't even know what that is for sure. But it says to put that on the valve cover side so that whenever you adjust the valves every 20,000 miles, that valve cover gasket will come off. Well, I'll believe that when I see it. Yeah. You think that works? I mean, you guys tell me. Because I don't know. But I like the red RTV look anyway, so... yeah, and this is all clean now, finally. That took a month of Sundays. Do you guys ever get a month of Sundays once in a while? By the way, tomorrow is the 4th of July. And I'm probably not making a video for the 4th of July. So when you see this, you know that I'm wishing you a happy 4th of July. Went to a old junk store today and I have to show you what I bought here in a minute. Let's get this done first. But you know, I built my console, so to speak, in that Chevy over there. You guys saw that in the video last year. And I was going to do something like that for this one, but I actually found a console for $1. So you know it's a good one. I paid a whole $1 for it today. Come on now, let's play friendly. You guys probably have a better way of doing this, like I said, but I just want something to kind of hold this up in here. These little tabs. Generally I don't use a cork gasket, but you know, this thing just has to run while we're at Sikeston. Well, I'm going to drive it in the meantime, but I mean, as far as, I don't plan on driving it like I do my Chevy, because you know somebody else is gonna, this one we're gonna move on down the road. So once this No Name Nationals is over, why, I've already got my eyes on something else if it's still available. So looks like all of our holes are lined up. You know, sometimes these aftermarket gaskets don't look too good, but this one is Felpro. I don't know, where's it made at? Does it say? Is it something about Canada there? All rights. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, Mexico. Okay. Well, that's better than China. Okay, well, while we're letting that dry, here's my, this thing's pretty gruesome, but see, this all works. And look at here. And it's got a place to put CDs in. I ain't got no CDs, but I got, it also acts as a cassette thing. It's actually dual purpose. You can put a CD down in there, or you can slip cassettes in it. Well, you know, the old Dodge has got a cassette player, so, you know, I think we probably ought to, you know, clean some of this cooter hair out of here and everything. And I think I could, I've got a piece of material left that I did with the seats, so I'll probably recover this part, and of course we'll clean it up. It's got this strap that the center seat belt can go through and hold it, so when you're in a high speed collision, it doesn't become a projectile, you know. So anyway, that's going to about do it for right now. We're going to let that valve cover gasket dry on there so it's a little more whatever, and then we'll get it put on the truck and move on to the next thing. Well, that's been drying for a little while, so let's see if we can get this centered up in here. I don't know what old Downley Benson's been doing, but I heard he's already done everything that could be done. So let me snug these down a little bit, about 13 inch-pounds. No, I don't really know what they're supposed to be. And, but I'm going to snug them down kind of evenly around there. And then I'll show you more. Okay, well, we got that on there and everything properly torqued and, you know, by the old click wrist here. Let's see if it'll start. It started good yesterday. Man, that thing sounds nice and clean. No valve noise at all. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it looks like we can mark at least the tune-up off of the list. I'm not so sure that I might have to mess with the timing some. I pulled the distributor cap off and made sure that the vacuum advance was, you know, doing its thing, and it is doing that. So, but once it warms up, it runs really good. When it's cold, not so good. So I'm gonna contribute that to this carburetor mess that's going on up here. It never has been quite right. So, but I've got another carburetor we can put on it if we need to. So I think the next time we are going to check the trans and rear end fluids, and we're going to pull that inspection cover down off of there and make sure that there's nothing, you know, not like broken pressure plate springs falling out of there. So I don't know, because the pressure plate, I mean, it engages and disengages, but it just doesn't got much pressure. And you know, usually these trucks, I mean, if you take Eric's truck over there, I mean, it's basically the same clutch mechanism, and his has got a lot of spring tension on it. This one does not. So maybe it's a heavier duty clutch on that V8. That's very possible. And that is a 3/4 ton, and this is a 1/2 ton. So I don't know. You guys know best. So with that said, be sure and head over there and join the channel if you want to. Channel memberships, you're getting some. You get early access to all the videos. I do videos just for my members. I've got a series called Garage Talk, which I need to film in the next day or so, because it's a new month now, so I try to put one of those out every month. So yeah, there's lots going on. Channel memberships and t-shirt sales. Well, we don't have this t-shirt on the website, but this is one of the old ones we had from 5 years ago. So anyway, yeah, you can head over there, www.shoprcindustry.com, and you can buy you up some t-shirts and hats, and we got hoodies. It's a little warm for a hoodie right now, but hey, winter's coming, you know, it always is. It's a cycle every year. So, but yeah, those channel memberships and the t-shirt sales and stuff like that, that's what's funding all of this kind of stuff. So I would encourage you to go over there and join. And just turn your TV on and let it run. Reach over there, go to RCindustry, reach over there and put play mix. There's an option for a thing called play mix, and it will play a mix of everything on my channel. There's over 1,000 videos on there. Actually, there's close to 2,000 videos on there. So there's plenty to watch. Some of it is really old, from 15, 17 years ago. Back when I still had my flip video camera, so technology has changed quite a bit. So, but I would encourage you to go there and check all that out. Be sure and like and share. Look us up on Facebook. We're on MeWe. That's about the two places I get the most out of. Instagram, I've got an account there, so it kind of moves. You know how Instagram is. Instagram and Facebook share stuff back and forth. So I don't really post much on Instagram, but I am on there, so you can join that too if you'd like. So anyway, we're on Rumble too, but I haven't uploaded anything to Rumble for a long time. So Anyway, don't forget about the No Name Nationals coming up in September 19th and 20th. We'll be down there. Even if you can't get enough subscribers to go and participate yourself, just come down there and check it out. I mean, it's like a big family reunion for YouTube creators. I mean, that like car content and car racing. I mean, I'm not a race car driver, you know, but I'm going to take this down the track this year, and I want to run the old Blue Brown down the track one more time. See if it. I want to compare my run tickets from this year to last year. I mean, I've done some things to it. Let's see if it improves. You know. Yeah. So we got a couple of car shows coming up this summer yet to go to, and we'll probably take you on that. And you know, we got to get busy on Eric's truck. He's wanting to drive his Dodge down there this year, so we've got some things to do to it yet. I've got to get the tow dolly, which is coming up. You probably have already seen a video on the tow dolly, but I got the fenders in for that, so I've got to get that done and get that thing, the lights on it, get it so I can hook it up on here. I also, and I'm pointing over here to the Blue Brown truck. I also, one of the things I want to check is the proportioning valve on that Blue Brown truck is not right, and I know that. But I just want to verify that I'm actually getting rear brakes, because when we hook this onto the back of it, there's going to be some weight going down the road, and I want to be able to stop, you know. So I got to check that. Then we got some things to do. Everything's got to have an oil change before we go. Gosh, I don't know, what have we got, about 75 days now? Not much. So anyway, as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.